Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the stretch break, the first stretch break of today. We're going to be doing a lot of different stretches, but if you have anything that is tight today or any areas that you would like me to focus on, maybe you're a little tight, need an extra love, let me know. Drop that down in the chat box and I'll add that to what we're going to be doing today. But the plan is to start off with some lower body stretches, do a little bit of spine opening, a little bit of chest opening, and opening up our hips a little bit. So we're going to get a lot of stuff going today. So we can go ahead and get started. We're going to start in a standing position today, and we're going to start with our chest, opening up our chest. So I know we can sometimes just from hunching over at the computer, our chest can get pretty tight throughout the day. So we'll stretch that out first. So we're going to interlace our fingers together behind our back. And we are going to push those knuckles towards the ground, pulling our hands apart, opening up that chest. So we should start to feel that chest open up. We're not arching our back a bunch. We're just kind of pulling those hands apart while they're together so we can start to open up our chest, gazing towards the ceiling if that's comfortable. If that's not comfortable, you can go ahead and gaze straight forward. But we are inhaling nice and deep into the chest, feeling everything open up. And we are slowly exhaling, sighing away any tension. And on the next exhale, we're going to push those hips back. We're going to go into a nice forward fold here, starting to stretch out our lower body. Hands are going to stay interlaced together and they're going to hang out there over our head a little bit, getting a little extra stretch throughout the chest and shoulders. And on our next exhale, we can gently bring those hands towards the ground. You can rest them on your feet, shin, ankles, the ground, whatever's available to you. We're going to let our upper body get pretty heavy here. So we're getting a nice stretch through the hamstrings. And our head, neck, and shoulders are going to get really heavy here. Just letting everything stretch out a little bit. Decompress that spine. Generally, we're seated or standing. So stretching out our spine the opposite direction. And what we can do from here is we're going to come up a little bit. So we're not going to fully stand up. We're just going to be kind of in that bottom of the RDL position. So our hips are pushed back. We have that slight bend in our knee. And we're going to work a little bit on some spine rotation here. So our hands are going to be straight out in front. And I'm going to start with my left hand. I'm going to bring my left hand opening up towards the ceiling. My gaze is following my hand. So we're getting a nice rotation here through the spine, including the neck. And then we're going to return back to that position here. So hands again straight in front of us. And then we're going to alternate here. So now I'm going to bring my my right arm towards the ceiling, opening up that spine, gazing past the thumb. And back to center. We're going to do a couple on each side. So starting here in that starting position, alternating one arm at a time, holding there for a few seconds, gazing past the thumb, and returning back to center. So this is pretty similar to the opening book stretch that Luis does a lot of the time. But we're standing instead of laying on the ground here. Let's go ahead and do one more on each side. So back to the left side, gazing past that thumb, feeling that opening up our spine. And our back is staying nice and flat here. All of that weight is going to be in our legs here, keeping that core tight. And back to center. Awesome. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to stand on up. So we're going to squeeze those glutes. And then from here, I guess we could have done this a different way, but we're going to make our way onto the ground. So we're actually going to be in a half kneeling position here. And we're going to do something similar to that wonderful hip flexor stretch that we all love to do all the time. So we're starting in a half kneeling position here. So my left knee is on the ground, my right foot is on the ground. And we're going to do a three-way stretch here, opening up our hips a little bit more. So with my right foot in front, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that forward, bringing my body weight towards that front leg, holding for a few seconds, feeling that opening up our hips, come back to center, and then we're going to do a three-way, right? So we're going to go 45-degree angles here, leaning over that front leg, putting all of our weight in roughly in the middle of our foot here, and then pushing back, coming to that starting position. And then last one, coming straight out to the side as much as you can. This one, oh, it's a little tight for me here, but we're leaning again over that foot and then back to center. So we're going to do that a few more times here, staying on this side. So going to the front, leaning over the front leg, back to center, that 45-degree angle, leaning over that leg, feeling that opening up our hips here today, and back to that starting position and out to the side, leaning over, feeling that stretching out our hips and back to center. All right, we're gonna do that one more time here on this leg, then we'll switch sides. So forward here, making sure we're breathing, keeping our core tight, back flat. We got 45-degree angle now. Off to the side here. Back to center. And last one, straight out. As far as you feel comfortable. It might be a little hard, a little tight here. And back to center. Great job, everyone. We can go ahead and switch over to that other side. So now my right knee is on the ground. Left leg is going to be straight out in front. We're doing three ways here. So forward first, bringing that weight towards that front leg, pushing back up, and now going off to the side, 45-degree angle, core is tight. We're taking nice big deep belly breaths here. Back to center and out to the side, leaning over that leg, or the foot, I should say, and back to center. All right, starting at the front. Getting those hips nice and opened up here early in the morning. Always feels good to do that. Out to the side, 45-degree angle. And last one to the side. And by last one, I mean just of this set. We're going to do one more of that. Back to center. All right, last time around here. Forward. Big deep belly breath. Back to center. 45-degree angle. Guys are doing great. All right, last one, out to the side. And back to center. Awesome, great job. So the next thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna go down onto our hands and our knees, and we're gonna do some rocking back and forth, but we're also again going to open up those hips. So on the hands and our knees, I'm gonna start with my right leg. So I'm gonna stick my right leg out to the side like a kickstand. So heel, big toe, little toe planted on the ground here. We're gonna keep that core tight, our back flat. We're gonna bring the heels towards our butt. I guess butt more towards the heels here. Pinky toes staying on the ground. And then we're going to squeeze the glute and come back to center. So let's go ahead and rock back and forth through that a couple times here. Don't forget to breathe. We're keeping that core tight. Feeling that stretch through the inner part of our thigh and into our hip of the leg that's out to the side. And wherever we're at, let's go ahead and do one more. And back to center. Awesome. And we're going to go ahead and do that same thing now on the other side. So my right leg was out to the side. Now my left leg's going to be out to the side, straight out. And we're going to rock back, glutes towards the heels, squeeze the glutes, and come back up to that center position. So you may feel tighter on this side than you did the last time, and that is okay. If you do, feel free to, hang out at the bottom just a little bit longer if you need to. Awesome. And let's go ahead and do one more. Wonderful. All right, last thing we're going to do is we're going to stretch out our upper back a little bit. So staying on those hands and knees, what we're going to do is I'm going to take my right hand, I'm going to reach it through, threading in between my right arm and my right leg. And by right, I mean left arm and left leg, right arm here. In between there, placing the back of the hand on the ground, pushing the hand into the ground, pulling away with our upper back. So we're going to start to feel that stretch right underneath our shoulder blades here. Will kind of help us again, since sometimes we sit over the computer hunched over. So kind of help us stretch some things out here. We're breathing nice and deep into the chest, slowly exhaling. We're going to do one more big deep breath here. And after we exhale, we can return that hand back under our shoulder. And we're going to do that same thing now on the other side. So left hand is going to thread in between the right arm and the right leg, pushing the back of the hand into the ground, pulling away with the upper back. So again, starting to feel that stretch right underneath our shoulder blades. Breathing into our chest, we feel that upper back expand, sighing away any tension we feel in our back today. Awesome job. Let's go ahead and do one more deep breath here. And after that exhale, we can bring that hand back under our shoulder. And you can stay there. You can return to seated, kneeling, or standing, however you would like to end this stretch break. But that's going to be all the time I have for you all this morning. Thank you all for joining me. Don't forget, today we do have another stretch break at 2:30. And we do also have a boot camp class at 12 p.m. with Renee. So if you want to get a good workout in, feel free to join there. And then we do also have an abs and core class tonight with Louise. So we got lots of live stuff coming up today. We also got a few programs like our blood drive that's going on here, as well as Design to Run. So sign up for those on our SharePoint site. But thank you all for coming. I hope you enjoy the rest of your morning, and hopefully I will see you all later today at some point at one of our live classes.